Chapter 2 Summer Saturday, 24th July, 2010. Come on, Lily. It's okay, she said, still holding out her hand. I didn't move, though. I couldn't. She walked up the stairs towards me. My heart dropped and I pressed my back against the wall. Hard. As I tried to get away from her, what did they want from me? I'm, I'm not Lily. Please tell him I'm not Lily. I need to get out. Please help me. I begged as I found some strength and banged on the metal door. Lily, stop. Let me explain, she said, and held out her hand again. Couldn't she see I wasn't going to take it? I turned back and gasped at how close she was to me. She held her hands up. It's okay. We're not going to hurt you. I couldn't stop the tears that steadily fell from my eyes. Please come and sit down and we'll explain everything. She motioned me towards the leather sofa. I looked at it for a minute while I thought through my options. And I had decided I had to know what was going on, so I raised my shaking hand and placed it in hers. My body was tense. I felt sick and was still shaking. Why didn't I just go with Jess and Ethan? I should have never walked through the park on my own at night. I should have listened to Lewis when he lectured me on going out alone. I thought he was being overprotective. Kidnappings were something that happened to other people. Okay, Lily, stop calling me Lily. My name's Summer. It isn't Lily. I just wanted them to realize that and let me go. Sweetheart, you're Lily now. Don't tell him you're not. He'll get angry. My heart sank. What does she mean I'm Lily now? What's going on? Please just tell him to let me go. I'm sorry, Lily, but you can't go. None of us can. I've been here the longest, almost 3 years now. My name is Rose. I used to be Kaylee. This is Poppy, she was Rebecca, and over there is Violet, and she was Jennifer before. What the hell? This is fucking crazy. She's been locked down here for 3 years? Why had we never seen anything about any of them going missing? Before what? I quote. Before Clover. She replied simply. I shook my head, trying to make sense of what was going on. Who's Clover? Please, just tell me what's going on. What's he going to do with me? We're to call him Clover. We don't know his real name. You need to do everything we tell you and you'll be fine, okay? Never disagree with him and do not tell him your real name. You're Lily now. Summer doesn't exist anymore. She smiled apologetically. I started crying harder. I couldn't stay here. She put her arm on my shoulder and massaged it gently. It's going to be okay. I want to go home. I want Lewis. She shook her head. I'm so sorry, Lily. You should forget Lewis. Trust me, it's easier that way. Forget him? How could I forget him? Picturing his face was the only thing keeping me together right now. We need to escape. Why don't you try escaping? They all dropped their eyes to the floor. Some have, Rose whispered sadly. The blood drained from my face. What does that mean? I already knew the answer, but I needed her to say it. You're the second Lily since I've been here. That's why you need to do what we tell you. Escaping is not an option. Neither is trying to kill you. She shook her head slightly and stopped talking. I got the impression she wanted to say more though. Who tried to kill him? They all seemed to have given up hope of getting out of here, but I wasn't going to. I will get out and will be with my family again. I couldn't think that I would never ever hear Lewis tell me he loved me again. Wait, I'm the second Lily? What does that mean? What did he do with the first Lily? She took my hand and squeezed it gently. There was another Lily. She was here a month before he found me. One night she tried to kill him, but he overpowered her and she trailed off, taking a deep breath. Just don't try anything, okay? My heart was crashing in my chest. I didn't want to give up hope, but it was so hard as this girl, who couldn't be older than 23, was telling me that there was nothing we could do. She'd been here for 3 years. I gulped and asked the question I was most afraid of. What does he want from us? I'm not entirely sure, but I think he wants the perfect family. He chooses girls he thinks are perfect, like flowers. Flowers? Is that the reason he renamed everyone after flowers? He likes things that are pure and pretty. He can't stand mess or germs. That's why he was so disgusted when my head was bleeding and why this place smells like disinfectant and lemons. We have to make sure the house is clean and tidy all times. And we have to shower twice a day. He comes down to have breakfast with us at 8 o'clock. We need to be showered and have our hair and makeup done and ready. What the hell is wrong with him? It's fucking crazy. I shouted, jumping off the sofa. My legs felt like jelly and Rose easily pulled me back down. I didn't have any energy left. Don't ever swear in front of him, Lily. Please listen to what I'm telling you, she pleaded. He brings us fresh flowers when the old ones die. She stopped and flinched at something. She looked at me in the eye and took a deep breath. When he falls in love with you, he'll want to make love to you. My heart stopped. I shook my head fiercely as my eyes started stinging. I jumped up again. This time I found the strength from somewhere. There was no way he was coming near me. I would rather die. What? No. Oh God, I have to get out of here. I started running back up the stairs. Lily! Lily! Shh! Stop it! Rose said frantically, grabbing my arm and pulling me back down the stairs. You need to calm down before he hears. I was crying so hard and gasping for breath. My legs gave way, but Rose caught me before I hit the floor. I I need I need to go home. My whole body was shaking with fear. I didn't want him anywhere near me. I had only ever been with Lewis, and I wanted to keep it that way. The thought of anyone else touching me made my skin crawl, especially him. I promise you, we'll be okay, but you need to do what I tell you. I'm trying to help you, Lily, Rose said firmly. It took me a few minutes, but I managed to calm myself down a little, thinking of Lewis. Rose was right. I did need to do what she said, just until I could figure out how to get out of here. There must be a way. It can't be impossible, so I just needed to play along for a bit. I let her carry me back to the sofa and wipe the tears from my face with a tissue. I opened my eyes and saw they were all looking at me. Are you okay, Lily? Poppy asked, smiling weakly. It was the first time she spoke to me. I shook my head. I was definitely not okay. I'm sorry. She squeezed my hand comfortingly. The cellar door swung open, making me jump. My heart rate instantly picked up and my body started shaking again. He slowly walked down the stairs, and under the light, I was able to get a good look at him. He had short brown hair and was immaculately styled. Not one strand of hair was out of place. He was quite tall and wasn't that built. He didn't look that strong at all, even though I knew he was. Rose took hold of my other hand and squeezed it reassuringly. I think she was trying to stop me from freaking out and doing something to make him angry. "Hello, Flowers. How's Lily setting in?" he asked, smiling at me warmly as if he didn't just kidnap me. What the hell was wrong with him? How could he just pretend like that? Violet stood up and walked towards him. Her face was red with anger. "This is wrong, Clover, and you know it. She's so young, you need to let her go," she said quietly, but her voice was firm. The smile dropped from his face. His eyes tightened as he grabbed her arm roughly. She whimpered in pain. "Clover, please, no." I pressed my body against Rose, cringing into her side in an attempt to make myself smaller so he wouldn't notice me. "You selfish bitch." He growled and slapped her across the cheek. She held her cheek and started crying as she struggled to get out of his grip. "How dare you say that to me after everything I've done for you? We're a family." Something in her snapped. Her eyes turned cold and she raised her hand, spitting in his face. "We are not a family, you psycho," she screamed, trying to rip her arm from his grip. He pushed her hard against the wall, making her fall down, and started gagging. "Get it off me, now," he shouted frantically. I cringed back further and clenched my hands into fists to try to stop them from shaking. Poppy instantly jumped up, grabbing the tissue and a bottle of sanitizer from the table. She wiped his face and handed him the sanitizer, where he squirted it on his trembling hand and rubbed it where Violet had spat. Rose's had tears in her eyes as she watched Violet carefully. They seemed to have a silent conversation, and I really wanted to know what was happening. He turned to face Violet. She backed up slowly until she was pressed against the wall. Poppy moved to my side again and put her arm around me, while Rose tightened her grip on my hand. They both had the same terrified look on their face. He pulled a knife out of his pocket. Poppy and Rose flinched at the same time. I froze and my blood ran cold. He was going to kill her. I didn't want to see what he was about to do, but I couldn't look away. "No, please, Clover, I'm sorry, please don't," she begged, holding her hands out in front of her. He shook his head, breathing heavily. His eyes were dark and cold. There was no emotion on his face other than rage. He took a step forward, almost smiling at her. It sent a chill down my spine that someone could be so cold and evil. I couldn't see the knife as his back was to me, but I saw his arm push forward. Violet made a choking sound and fell to the floor. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. Rose and Poppy put both of their arms around me as we huddled together. I was crying uncontrollably. I'd never seen anyone die before. He turned around to face us. "Clean this up, now." He looked at the small pool of blood on the floor in disgust and before practically running up the stairs and out of the cellar. Rose and Poppy ran to Violet as soon as he was out of sight, but I still couldn't move. "Oh God, she's dead." Rose sobbed as she checked for Violet's pulse. She lightly brushed her fingers over Violet's face, closing her eyes and kissed her hand. "Goodbye, Violet," she whispered. Poppy held her hand out and pressed over the stab wound, trying to stop the bleeding, but it was no good. Bright red blood poured out of Violet, running down her body. The pool of blood was increasing in size by the second. "Poppy, Get a body bag and the cleaning supplies, she said in a small voice. My eyes never left Violet's face. He just murdered her in cold blood. My vision blurred as tears poured out of my eyes. Can I get out of here?